What up, guys? Welcome back to Base Damage. This week for podcast number 37, bringing in another collab with Freedom Manga Anime. Wait, was it? Yeah, that was two at the end of it.
Yeah.
How's it going, dude?
It's going all right. I'm doing fine on this day. We totally did not have to reshoot this or anything.
I will go ahead and set that straight right now. Internet did not like me last week.
No, it didn't. Trust me. You don't want all the the intermission screens going through there.
Like,
we just thought it'd be good to just cut it fresh.
Yeah, basically, we tried to do this collab Friday. It was last Friday. So this is Monday now, and we're getting this. But my internet decided that it hated me. It worked for so long on the Skype call. Like, it was kind of iffy for a while, and I'm like, dude, let's just try. It worked for so long on the Skype call, and then all of a sudden just did not want to work whatsoever. So instead of piecing multiple things together, we're just like, let's just start over again. We can cover this, and then I have more stuff to add to it, so it kind of works out.
Oh yeah, it lasted for a good 40 minutes, but it's
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, it almost covered like an entire podcast length for the normal Skype call, and I'm just like, fuck. Oh well. So
yeah.
Anyway, but before we get into the main topic, obviously, as always, throwing a shout out for my buddy Chris Cohn for his Twitch stream for the D&D charity stream that they have for the Children's Miracle Network. Link in the description. Y'all please check that out. It'd be super appreciated.
Help those children.
Exactly. Help them play their card games or something. I don't know.
Yes.
Or
you gotta keep their imagination alive.
Really do. But you hit me up about one of our other podcast, one of the last week's podcast, where I was talking to Luis and his buddy Frank, and how some of the buy cards were some crazy ass bullshit going on. I say bullshit, but it's just how the buy cards have been been kind of messing up some people. But I know you were telling some stories about that, and because if I remember correctly, you said it was you and 3 other people who traveled to the Toronto regionals.
Yes.
And only one dude in there did not have a buy card.
Oh yeah, so just to go in with this, I had the buy card for Weiss, and it was like the only one that's kind of close for that. The 2 people in our car were playing Vanguard, but it was just funny because like those 2 play Vanguard, and the third guy is playing like they're all playing like all both the games.
Yeah.
But the guy who managed to get into the top 8 didn't have the buy card, and it's crazy because I beat him twice to get that damn thing.
Which that's just crazy to me, like, in general. Like,
I mean, it happens when you go 4-0, and it just happens that because he played me, and that meant he was the best of the 2 and 2s. So he got in, and then we fought again, and it was brutal. Like, both games were so goddamn brutal.
Oh my god.
He's a great player.
Yeah. What did you say he was running? He was running the SAO.
So during like the buy card tournament, he was using Kantai.
Okay. And
then when he eventually like played in the actual tournament, he was using SAO.
Oh, okay.
Which he got some good deals on some of those cards. Like he got a couple SPs, he got 2 Kirtos, he got an Asuna, he got a triple rare, Married Life, and he got it for way too cheap.
It's just really good pulls, or just really good deals in general.
He just got a really good deal from 401 Games in Toronto, Canada. Go there if you want to buy cards. I mean, like when we were there, they had like boxes on for like $20 off, and it's just like, man, if you need boxes and you're in Canada, you should go over there. I feel like plugging them just because I felt so bad for that deal.
Which I hear like when a lot of people do like will do plugs like that, and they're like, hey, use discount code. We don't have that. We don't have any
We
sponsors
don't.
whatsoever.
No, I'm just doing this out of I feel kind of bad. Yeah. But I also got an SP from one of those boxes, so just like go help them.
Exactly. There you go.
I will say that some of their prices are a little way too much. I mean, I don't think I need Yabis for 50 Canadian.
Oh God, yeah, no, that's way too much.
I mean, they even had like the Poochie Yamis for 50, because they kind of know that one's like long term a lot better, and the Mekong gets a reprint but in yellow.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot all about that. Shit.
I mean, you probably want to run the original one just because it's green and you want to color fix for green as much as possible.
And it's cute. It's cute as fuck.
Oh man, I think I'd let her do my laundry, honestly.
Absolutely. I mean, no, anyway.
She's got the traits.
She does. She has the dim housework traits, yo.
Yes.
But like you said, like with a lot of the regionals and all the stuff that's been going on this year with Bushiroad introducing the buy cards, where to anyone who does not know this, we'll go ahead and explain this now, which is they have set up shop challenges where basically you compete in this tournament at particular shops. My locals actually was lucky enough to get as part of that shop challenge, and if you win that tournament, you got a free round 1 buy. Or did it?
Which is pretty sweet.
Was it only able to be used for the first round, or could it be used later?
It's only for the first round.
Okay.
Basically, for like how the buy cards are set up, it's like, you automatically win round 1, which I think is actually more important that you win round 1, because you can randomly fight some dude playing like Fairy Tale +2 Soul and just kicking your balls for no reason.
It's just, where are my cancels? No, shout outs to Weeaboo Jew with that +2 soul shenanigans there.
Man, bang those dreams.
Exactly. So I can completely understand where it is, doing the round 1 only, where as opposed to the person choosing would be crazy. Oh my God, that'd be insane.
Oh man, if you could be like, I don't like this guy, I think I'm gonna just skip them. No. Like, it's just kind of a logistical thing as well, because if you could do that, you know how much of a pain that in the ass would be to schedule that.
That would be,
because they're only there for that. They're only there for the 2 days.
Exactly.
And like for Weiss in particular, you're only like on the Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, we were also sharing the room with Future Card Buddy Fight, which is the silliest thing you'll ever play. Don't do it. Don't play Future Card Buddy Fight.
I tried to watch like all of 30 seconds of the anime and said no. It's like, nope.
I mean, considering how they advertise it, it's Future Card Buddy Fight.
Yeah. I'm like, if I fight my buddies, it usually doesn't end well. But not to, I shouldn't be making fun of the name of it, but that's whatever, just me being weird. But yeah, as far as like the different for each of those, because they did do it for Vanguard, because one of the other guys from our shops went to the one in, like, they didn't have this for Weiss, but they had a shop challenge for Vanguard in Raleigh, and one of the guys went up there and got that. So he came back the same day that we're doing our shop challenge, and is like, hey, I got a buy card, and we're like, the fuck? so
I mean, the guy doing the buy card for, like, one of them actually just went to another city just to curb stomp them.
Yeah, we had like a couple random people show up for ours, and we're like, okay, these we haven't ever seen these guys before. They're obviously here to get their first round buy. Because as soon as the tournament was over, like after Swiss was over, those people disappeared. Like all of a sudden, I looked up and they were gone. Yeah. I'm like, they didn't even try to hang around. They were there on a mission. So.
We had some guys from Montreal show up, and they just left immediately.
Yeah. Shout outs to the dude running Kaleidoscope. I still don't remember his name. But basically,
may he get those next couple sets.
Exactly, I know, right? Because Y form is crazy insane. But with the acting up of my internet and us having to re-record this anyway. Over the weekend, the New Jersey regionals happened, to which the results for that have not been officially put out at the time of this recording.
Yeah, usually because they put it off.
Yeah, they usually wait a little bit. So I don't know if they wait like a week or what, but
I mean, they have to have someone do those fancy graphics.
True, very true. Basically, one of the other guys from the podcast group, which is Pay3 for Hanyo, had gone to this and was kicking butt with Love Live Sunshine.
Nice.
He ended up going out of his 7 rounds for Swiss, he went 6-1.
Very respectable.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, dude, this is really cool. And the way that, like, because he was basically doing the math the whole time, watching us however many people were dropping and whatnot. And by all reasons, he should have been in top 8.
Oh no! Did he get cucked too?
He got 9th.
Fuck! The same thing that happened to me.
Exactly when I realized, I was like, oh my god, this is the exact same thing that just happened.
This isn't an anomaly. This is programmed.
Yes, it's freaking insane. We are literally cheering, obviously from hundreds of miles away at this point, but we are cheering over Facebook Messenger going, dude, do it.
Why specifically 9th?
Just, I don't understand how, but he got 9th and he's just like, guys, I didn't make it. We're like, what the fuck? So it was still more bi-card shenanigans to a degree, but at the same time, it was also, there were fewer undefeateds than they initially predicted. So, because out of X number of people, X number of rounds, you expect a certain number of undefeateds. But that number didn't work because of how many more people dropped than expected.
Mm-hmm.
Is one of the calculations I'm guessing is more people dropped than expected, but I don't know the full details of that. But in the long run, it was not as many people who were undefeated, so the cut was a lot weirder. It was a lot more 6-1s than initially anticipated. So he did not get into it, but I do have the results for what won. Don't have the names of the people, but I do have the decks. So. First place was SAO. Second place was also SAO. What the fuck? Actually, no, he wrote down the colors for the first one was just green-blue. For first place was green-blue SAO. I think the second place was a tricolor. I can't remember. I had to look up. But
no, it was actually 4-color.
It was 4-color? Oh, are the results posted?
Yeah. Well, I just found like a post on Facebook.
Okay.
Apparently, it's like first is green blue, second is 4-color, third is Rin Waifu from Love Live.
Yes,
and then Yamicon for 4th.
Yamicon was 4th. Okay, cool. That still makes me happy seeing Yamicon also because being 2 every player as well.
Yes.
So
I went on quite the pilgrimage before everything was set in stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because, like, kind of like when I decided to pick Tularu for like the event, or just like in general, like they hadn't announced anything for months, and I was like, oh, when the fuck are they gonna do anything? And then they show Tularu, and I'm like, you know what? This was on my bucket list, like in terms of consuming the entire series. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going in.
Might as well.
I spent a good month just absorbing it. I'm not sure I enjoy some of the creepy shit that happens.
It
but
is definitely a weird train ride. I am not even gonna lie.
Not sure if I care about Rito turning into a sponge.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Yeah, that and like most of the stuff that this like set 1 takes from is like the first season of Darkness, but this is Tularu Darkness 2nd.
They basically did that so they'd have like more characters or something or other, but at the same time, it's still kind of weird.
Yeah.
What else was it? Like there's a couple sets in Weiss that are like that where it's. I think we have Devil Survivor 2, but we don't have. There's not the first one or something like that.
Well, there wasn't an anime for the first one. They only did an anime for the second one.
True.
Which is a good game, and that show is so bad.
Yeah, that was.
It hurts to watch actually because this is like the shittiest playthrough of that game you'd ever think of. They kill everyone.
Yeah, I mean, no spoilers, but at the same time, even with the way that they knew it was going to end, it was just like, y'all fucked over everybody in this.
I mean, I like markers as much as the next guy, but come on. I don't want to have to put like 9 of them on my guy just to summon Lucifer.
Damn. Oh, God.
Or some ridiculous number like that.
True.
It's only an extra booster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was only an extra booster. Shit. But, at the same time, like, I can kind of understand why that's kind of weird, but you had gone in with 2 of Rue for this Toronto Regionals.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember, like, all the... Oh, God, I'm trying to remember all the
crazy choices and the stories.
Choices. Yeah, because we had gone over stuff, and I'm trying to remember, like, the exact stuff. One of the things you had mentioned was there was a dude being a douchebag who was, like...
Oh, man.
Like, unexpected at a card tournament.
I heard this... Like, I think it was like round 5 or 6.
Okay.
Like, I was just waiting for my opponent to show up, and like I was hearing like from the guys beside me, it's like, oh yeah, you hear there's like a new rule where apparently you can't stand. Like, it's not mandatory to stand. And I'm like, man, that sounds pretty dumb and not actually true. And like I heard from like one of the people who was with me, and like they were near that and they actually saw that because their game was over. Mm-hmm. So apparently what happened was it was an SAO player. They were playing this poor younger guy, and like he had already started his turn. He clocked, he drew, he was like playing cards, and he went to like stand his stuff. And in the game, you have to stand your guys, but no, you have to. And his opponent was like, no, you can't do that. It's too late for that. And like, so they called over a judge. Mm-hmm. And to be fair, all the judges do have to know everything about all 3 of their card games. I mean, I don't know how like obviously Dragonborn isn't too big now, but man, that's gonna be so fucked up. They have to like check dices and stuff. I think that'll be a bit of a logistics nightmare. But yeah. So they get this judge, and he's like, "Oh no, this guy's right. You can't stand your guys." So this poor guy, he just got crushed. See, he lost that round.
Yeah, see, that was definitely something in MTG, and that makes me wonder if the judge who's done that had also played MTG and just confused the ruling on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because in MTG, that's like that. Because I was trying, where, during at least this is what it was back when I was initially playing like fucking, Lorwyn and Mirrodin, or Lorwyn and Shadowmoor. That's what the sets were that I got in on, and it was like you had to untap during the untap step. If you forgot to untap, they called you out on it type thing. People called you, like, people, especially if you got in money tournaments and you fucked up, they called you out on that shit immediately, and they're like, nope, bro, nope, too late, you fucked up.
Oh yeah, like money. Magic is very big, and they're pretty serious because there's a lot of money that goes into those tournaments.
It really is. So I can understand wanting to try to do what you can, do everything you can to try to win, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, you could not be a dick, So
yeah, like I know from my games that I had. Yeah, so I think the only time, which was kind of unfortunate for my player, or like my opponent, was I was playing against Nisekoi, and I guess he must have been so shocked that I had 2 Love Rue that he forgot to mulligan.
Oh my god.
Now, when I say forget to mulligan, so I won the dice roll. Like, we both agreed I was going first. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, I discard 3 cards. And I discard my cards, I redrew. And I asked, we're good? And he's like, oh yeah, we're good. And, I draw for turn, I clock, I draw 2, I play a card, and I attack, and he goes to damage, and he takes damage, and he goes to me and says, I forgot to redraw. So he started the game with 2 cards in his hand before his draw.
Oh my god.
The caliber of player playing at the top tables. Poor Nisekoi guy.
What round was this?
This is round 5.
Oh god, this is after all the...
Yeah, poor Nisekoi guy. I'm just sticking to the theory that he was so terrified that he had, Yellow Green 2 Love Rue. because he was playing Marika.
Oh god.
And his friend's like, "You're so screwed."
Oh my god, that's insane. Like I can understand at that point where he's having to basically kind of shift his thoughts of, shit, I'm gonna have to play this differently than I normally do, or I'm not certain how much
his
different.
His first turn, he just threw Raku on the field, and he just swings.
Oh my god!
It's like he can't do anything else.
That's sad. I feel for this guy.
I legit felt bad for him. Like, he did not deserve to die that way. Then again, he was playing +2 soul, so you give and take, right?
In a way, you were like, nope, not even mad.
You're playing pants in +2 soul? Well, good luck, buddy. I'm gonna kick your ass the grindy way.
There you go.
Like, that's my way. I like to grind. Grinding is very fun for me. That's how I built the deck.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even need to do the standard triple Yami to kill you. I just need to grit Barrett and just force you to misplay.
Exactly.
And when it comes to misplays, because this is kind of like one of the things that, like, one of the rules, or just like one of the helpful suggestions to you if you are going to a tournament like this. Chill out and just think things through. And a good example of this is if you're nervous, be it through like it's a tense situation or you're starving because it's been 5 hours since you've been allowed to actually eat. Yeah. And you're like in round 6. Always remember what your cards do.
Yeah.
Because here's a situation that happened to me, and by all purposes, I should have lost this game. Mm-hmm. But my opponent, yeah, I don't know what was going through his head. So I was at 3-5. He had 2 Akagis. He had the gold bar. He had 3 he had 3 cards left in his deck. Mm-hmm. Now tell me, what do you do when you can clock kick things and you only have 3 cards in your deck, and you're gonna deck out because you're at 3? You're gonna lose because you're at 3-6 as well.
Yeah.
Do you clock kick things?
You clock kick the hell out of me.
You clock kick the shit out of me, and I would have completely accepted it. He decided to be a baller and go middle first. And what makes it worse is after he attacked with the first Akagi. I Project Darkness, and but the thing is, at that point, like he was already dead.
Yeah.
So again, you can't really fix that, sadly.
No.
Maybe that guy would have gotten to top 8.
Maybe so.
But it wasn't meant to be. Yeah, for an event that was filled with mostly Sword Art Onlines, I felt like a different series every game.
Yeah, exactly.
And sadly, the one game I did lose was the most absolute bullshit thing you could think of. It's like, this was the worst Attack on Titan deck I'd ever seen.
Of all things,
this guy's just being a baller, and he's just like, he's just flames, and like even when he and like I was just really unlucky. It was a combination of me not canceling and him just not giving a single fuck. Like, he triple triggered doors, and he just like yup-de-dink-de-dink, took them all. And he was playing the Pixis counter, man. Pixis. This freaking guy's playing the Pixis counter. It's a generic 15 backup. Come on, man. You can't play the maneuver gear. You can't play the 2K Mikasa. Like, come on, man.
It's one
what
thing.
What are you doing?
Yeah. It's one thing if you're set, like, you have to, like, fucking pull. Half the time, the fucking 1,500 backups are ones you pull out of the trial decks. And so,
yeah, some sets honestly can't do better than that. Mm-hmm. And it's just because, like, some of them are just, like, really splashable. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, like, if your set, like, shares, like, a generic kind of theme, mm-hmm. or it's, like, kind of color restrictive, then you'll probably be more likely to have, like, a 2K. But, man, Yeah, this guy is just styling on me with the worst possible AOT deck, and and it's not even that. Like, he had some SPs too, and it's just yeah, that match did not go well for me at all. And the thing is, like, he Levi'd and like he hit a door at like the very end, and then like the next attack, he's like he's in an open lane, and he just attacks for one. Like, yep, that's how you play against anti-salvage. Just have 3 soul.
Just done.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I've definitely, proof of having done that before. The tournament, that was a definite proof of, well, people forgetting anti-salvage or.
Yep. Yeah, but this guy just gave no fucks. Like, he was like, okay.
I'm a salvage anyway. I don't give a
I'm
fuck.
I'm just gonna activate my 3 doors in a row.
Oh god, that would stack. That'd be insane.
Fuck. And like, the thing is, like, he just refreshed beforehand. So like, when I'm thinking, okay, he just triggered like 3 doors. I should be able to do damage. Nope. And it's not even big damage. I hit for like 2, 3, 2. And he's like, nope, nope, nope.
I've seen that plenty of times too. It gets crazy, but
yeah, the one Sword Art guy I did play against was actually a really nice dude. Yeah. So it's a bit of a tangent, but I found like from what my friends were telling me about like their matches when they were playing against a lot of Sword Art was that a lot of people weren't even playing or didn't even know about a lot of the new stuff from the new set. Like, the whole Gilbert anti-change counter.
Yes.
Like, yeah, like, people didn't even know what that was.
I was so happy when I found out they were getting an anti-change. I don't care what any top-tier player is going to tell me, whatever, because I've had people try to tell me, oh, no, from Kantai, the Zuiho anti-change is not that good of a card. Okay, sure, good. You take a damage, but it's won me games.
Mm-hmm.
It has
anti-changes can be so good.
Absolutely.
Like, if you're, because like, okay, think about it like this: if your opponent is styling on you and has like a level 3, and like, you can just negate an attack. Like you give them 1 less stock.
Like, absolutely, like, for real. Like, okay, the best example that I can give is someone literally they just did not have the stock. They were just not getting really good cancels either. But they were about to last shot scene on my ass. They swung with the other character with one other character first to get the stock necessary. Not only did the Zuiho backup stop that character from reversing mine.
Did he early play it?
He early played the scene on. He changed into it and early played it.
Change.
And was like, oh my god, I know, just having to pay so much for that was retarded. But at the same time, it's literally would have won him the game had all that damage stuck. And I'm sitting here going, nope. And he's just...
I can remember a very similar situation, but it was in like a waifu war tournament we had. And it's like the funniest format you could possibly think of. You just have like your one character, and like I don't have any Sword Art cards, but like one of the guys was nice enough to let me borrow his Xenon deck, which I had no idea what the hell I was doing with, and then I just changed at level 2, and I was playing against like a Momo waifu from To Love Ru.
Oh my god!
But like this was back when it was in Japanese, so he just. He plays the Nana anti-change, and I just feel so dejected.
Yep, that is a card.
Yep. Why do I have to discard 2 aliens specifically? I get your twins, but come on, that's like the heaviest cost you could think of.
It is definitely an aggravation. It's not even worth like splashing into the Yamikon for any.
No, holy shit, no.
Like you fucking can't get to that point. It's like,
I mean, at worst, you could like throw away the runes, but it's just like, why would you want to hurt yourself that much?
Exactly. Like,
I mean, yeah, you got like the Lala one, which is like a resonator reverser.
Yeah.
Which that one's actually decent.
Yeah.
And hey, it's 8K.
This is true too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like that Nana anti-change I couldn't put in anything other than aliens, so But
yeah, it's not even really splashable in Animal like when Set 2 comes out because you pretty much get rid of most of the red because that's when like the blue and green stuff starts getting like actually pretty good.
yeah, I remember a while back when you had messaged about doing the animal plant or the animal build, and I had to delve into animal plant a bit.
Yes,
Like they're supposed
which
to
is
get
which
so
is
much more
fine.
cards. Yeah, I mean, um, they're supposed to get so much more stuff. It's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, it even retroactively makes some cards like even better
Yeah.
because like before with Celine, you know, there's nothing really to spend that stock on. But with this, you actually have some events and some restands that you probably want to do that cost a lot. You want to rest counter people. That's like the cheesiest thing you could do.
Oh, absolutely.
Rest counter's so good.
Especially with like the switch combo being prevalent. Just nope. Curl them up.
It would be a shame if your Austin couldn't stand.
God, it'd be great.
Yeah, but just kind of funny story time because I feel like this is pretty important to the buy card situation. Okay. There was the guy who got third place.
This is in the Toronto.
He's in Toronto. He's a great guy. He's a friend of a friend, and I got to meet him. Like one of the guys played him in the final rounds, in the top 8, and he's like, yeah, he's a pretty good player. Like he probably should have won the event, but shit happens. And yeah, but apparently, so he's a master of like all the Bushiroad games. I don't know if he dabbles in Buddy Fight, but he definitely dabbles in Vanguard.
Okay.
So what he was doing was he was like going around to shop tournaments because like there was like famously low numbers of like people actually going to shop tournaments in like this part of the world, and like it was so bad where I heard like some guy just like showed up at one of the card shops in Toronto because like Toronto actually has like 2 different card shops that have a shop tournament, and like he just walked in and just like got the buy card for with no resistance.
God.
So this guy, he made his goal to just like go to all these shop tournaments and just like go Neo from the Matrix and just kill all the Mr. Smiths out there. It just win those buy cards. So he's he just has he has his trench coat and he pulls up and they're just all buy cards.
I can just imagine like kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh walking up with the Kaiba case and everything and just like, do you need buy cards?
I really want that blue eyes white dragon.
Yeah.
You will give me that trading card.
Exactly. It's that level is what I kind of imagine, just having to get... We had people down here trying to do that as well, like trying to go to the multiple card shops to get multiple buy cards. Whether it was to actually try to see if they could use them in multiple regionals or not, it was just kind of crazy to me. Like
it's a bit dubious. Like it brings up some interesting questions. Like, do you really feel like spending the money on gas to drive like 2 hours to a hole in the wall shop to potentially win a free 1 round buy?
So
like for Vanguard, like Vanguard's a lot more spread out. Like a lot of the people who went to Toronto just like for it, like they got some people from New Jersey that went up there. One of the funniest things that I saw at the event was I was just walking around day one because we're at the hotel anyway for it, and there's just some guy cutting a promo for his YouTube channel, and he's doing like a vlog of like his Vanguard fights, and I'm like, man, that's pretty cool. I want to see if I can find that. And sure enough, I found it.
Oh God!
I found him cutting a promo. It was hilarious.
Like,
and I'm trying to...
I'm not that familiar with Vanguard, but like, what was the promo worth anything?
Oh no! When I say cutting a promo, I mean like something closer to like wrestling, where they're just like, oh yeah, so we're at the Toronto Regional, and this is how our matches went.
Oh, I thought you literally meant like he was taking a promo card and cutting it. And I'm like, what?
Oh no!
I'm sorry. That's why I'm going. What? Okay, that's happened. I've seen people try to do. Okay, actually, no shout outs here, but there was a person like on April Fool's Day put up a video of like
Oh,
trying.
is this the guy who cut the REM SP?
The REM SP, yes.
Oh, yes, I'm going to cut this REM SP, but I'm not actually going to show you like the front part of it being
exactly.
cut.
So it's just like, okay, we know this is like an April Fool's thing, but that's whatever. So yeah, no, that's kind of what I thought you meant there. When I'm going,
I wonder how the people in the comments will take it. It's like the best misunderstanding you could think of.
It's pretty cool though, but I mean, okay, much better than what I thought he was doing. So okay, no, he's like, yeah, bro, we're out here. Okay,
kind of talking about some of the promos they had, like the generic one that you got for the participation one that you had for the tournament was the Sweet Bang Dream 3K Vanilla. So good that it's not even in the trial deck.
Oh god, wait a minute, I had to check this out.
It's like the one where like it's literally like the promo art for the show, and then it just has a hot stamp on it. This is Spring Circuit on it.
What the fuck? Oh my god, really?
Yeah, the promos haven't really been known to be super great. Like the one last year like during the fall circuit was alright. Not as good as like it's pretty much a very similar card to the new Asuna from Re-Edit, but instead of getting soul, it gets power.
I see it. It's like a $3 card.
Yeah, it's not really worth it.
Nope.
Now the one for the Vanguard and Buddy Fight Grand Festival, that's a pretty good card. You'd probably want to place into that. Both rarities.
Every rarity you can find.
Yes. I mean, day 1 and day 2, there is a difference. I'm not sure how many people will care, though.
But, okay, no, that's cool. I've known people to basically do that for various YouTube channels, so, I mean, that's cool. No,
they looked like they were having a great time. I mean, this is kind of just like a weird kind of origin story, because, like, I know that for you've been playing card games for a very long time. I have a bit of a history myself as well. Mm-hmm. Played a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh back in for like a good 4 or 5 years competitively, and then like kind of just like was saying fuck it, I'm not doing card games anymore. And well, this is like early Yu-Gi-Oh, so it was so I quit around like 2007, 2008. I still kept up with the show just because I thought it was pretty interesting, just because of all the crazy shit they do. Then I completely was anti them just because I don't want to be having to buy all these random cards and like having to make a really shitty deck out of it. But it wasn't until like a couple years later, and I was on YouTube and I saw this little show called Card Fight Vanguard.
Yes.
And I actually really liked the original season of Vanguard. Like it's actually pretty legit when it comes to be like a show about people who play card games, because it's actually pretty normal. So I just watched that, and that's how I really got familiarized with Bushiroad as a whole. I'm like, oh man, they make that one show. Wait, there's actually cards for this? I didn't
games.
I didn't buy those. But I mean, it's really funny because Milky Holmes is actually in Vanguard.
Yeah,
like they show up for cameos.
That's actually kind of funny to me. That's like Bushiroad takes from a whole bunch, like they have a whole bunch of card games in Chaos, TCG, and like oh my god.
Yes, the most sexual porn game you could think of. They have a lot of hentai in Chaos.
Well, see, now I recall that they had ReZero, so what you're saying is I need to look up some ReZero hentai with that.
I mean the Beetlegeese. The Beetlegeese hentai. No. It's pretty good. But but don't you like fingers?
Oh god, yeah, it's too many fingers.
So I watched Vanguard too long. I went up to I tried watching G. It's like it's really weird. Like they don't actually show them playing the game, but as of recently, they've been kind of being a lot better. I think it's been like 4 seasons of G. shout out to the best meme of like the whole event, where but the guys who I was with, like, they also keep up with the Vanguard anime, and they're telling me about how this character named Miguel died, and he's just like this one guy who's he's just like this suave Frenchman who's playing with one of the main characters. And, she kind of gets a crush on him, but then he gets some apples from this lady, and then goes into a tunnel and dies. But it's really funny, and this is where the joke. This is where the joke comes in.
He buys apples from a lady, goes into a tunnel, and dies.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm having a great day, and he goes into a tunnel, and like it cuts to one of the characters, Jamie, or it's like Jaime in the dub, but his name's or in like the sub, but he's like, it's Jamie, and Tokuha, who's like the girl who kind of had like a bit of a thing for him because he played cards really well. She goes, Jamie, why are you so excited? And he's telling her that he died. However, our theory is that since he is the only character to have been proven to have a driver's license and Vanguard, Jamie actually ran over Miguel with his car. So anytime we're just like getting into a situation where it's like, oh man, this is pretty shitty, and we're like, oh yeah, we just get Jamie to run them over with the car.
There you go. Okay, that's
that lasted us 5 hours on the way home of just making shitty jokes about how Jamie should run things over with cars.
That is dark, but that's kind of funny at the same time.
It's so, just the way that everything is shot in that whole scene, and like I hadn't actually seen it until like I got back and like, oh man, I gotta find this fucking episode, and then I found it. I'm like, holy shit, it really does look like he ran him over because he's all excited after running him over.
Tire marks or
no tire marks. You don't see Miguel. He disappeared. Probably because somebody ran him over.
Damn.
I mean, you do see the apples fall, but it's like, yeah, he probably got ran over by Jamie.
Man, he just killed that boy.
Yeah, but kind of like going back into, like backstory. Yeah, like I'd always seen like some trial decks for Weiss like at conventions, and until like a very while back, where my friend was like, "Oh man!" Now, mind you, like the guys I know, they really like Kantai, like the actual browser game, and they're like, "Yo, there's this game called Weiss Schwarz. You can have a Kantai deck," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's fucking do it."
Okay.
So I found a Kantai trial deck, and I had the most jank deck you could think of.
Like,
and it won me so many games.
I had tried like to do the web browser game for it and just couldn't. I couldn't deal with.
It's a pain in the ass. Like in the past, you had to win raffles just to make accounts in that freaking game.
Yeah.
Do you know how aggravating that is? Like, my friends literally spent like 2 weeks trying to freaking get an account in it. But man, does he ever have the prettiest dashboard of just characters.
Indeed.
Yeah, so then I've just been playing since then. Like, the first set I probably, like, invested, like, a good amount into was Log Horizon. But, we all know how that turned out.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's not that great, but, I tried my best.
Hashtag power upset.
I mean, this is where one of my revenge stories comes in. Because the first time I went, because, like, back, like, during the fall tournament for, like, last year, like, I went there with Log Horizon. I'd practiced. I'd done pretty well. My first round I played against Titans, and just like, man, I was 1 damage off.
Yeah. And
then round 2, and now this guy is a legend to me. He is like my ultimate rival. I will find this guy, and I will defeat him. I know him solely as Wingslayer guy, because this guy ripped off 2 Wingslayers, like each turn, pretty consistently, for only clocking once. I was at level 3. I had Shiroe, and I had Naotsugu. And I had, like, a bunch of weenies that I got Wingslayered. And Naotsugu's just sitting in the corner crying because now he's 6'5".
Sure. How could this happen to me?
And it's really funny too, because like I found him, and I've just been like I've been secretly following his pace in the tournament, and he managed to get up to like one of the really high tables. So like he was like at table 4, I think, but then I think he fell off the face of the earth. So it's like I wasn't able to be able to beat that Wingslayer guy, but I did fight a different Disgaea guy. Where I had the luckiest game possible because he kept hitting me for 6 damage, but I kept canceling on the last hit. And then for his final turn, I was at level 2 for that entire turn. He attacked with his mid bosses, sent them back to deck, and then he had freaking ball. He clock kicked early play Mekon with a ball.
Oh my god, freaking ball is insane.
That was the only damage he did to me that turn.
That is insane, though. Damn.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, and then he died.
And then Ball's like, "Oh, why am I so big?"
Yeah. The other match, so like I fought against Kantai, as I was mentioning earlier, with the whole clock kick situation. That was a pretty good match. He definitely started to like show signs of fatigue as well as I did. Yeah. Like I totally baited his Haguro. Oh, I baited it. Like I had a 14k level 2 Yami, which that Yavi, the 2-1 that ends up being like 9,000 with the Resonate, that was my hero the entire day. I killed so many early play cards with it. And just because sometimes you can't do the level 1 Mekon. Like you just can't. Like your opponent just walls up too hard. But with this, it's like you have to be really tanky in order to not be killed by the barely clothed Yami.
It's called Tulu Drew for a reason. So.
Yeah. And then last round ended up being against the not Idolmaster, Project Diva. And, Miku's coming down. He early played Miku a lot that game.
Okay, so it wasn't like the Soundless Voice setup. It was
no. It was running gold bars and doors.
Okay.
And it was actually a really good deck. We had a good game. I may have made a misplay, apparently, but I thought it was for the best that I did it the way I did. Like, I hit a bounce trigger during my second last turn, and I decided to bounce a backup instead of bouncing a Suicider when I could, because I didn't want to attack and trigger because he needed 3 damage exactly, and I had the gold bar on too, so I just wanted to get my search off and compress like a crazy man.
Gotcha.
And it worked out. And then I'm just waiting, just waiting for the results of fucking zonked. I mean, the most they give you as for refreshments is buckets of water. You just gotta drink those things. Rule of any event: drink or bring bars, because if you don't, you're gonna die.
Exactly. It always be prepared for anything of that nature. So.
Yeah, and then at the end they're just calling out the names, and I'm like, man, by all accounts, I should be there.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be. Although I had a crazy moment when one of the guys got on. I was really happy for him. But one of the other dudes was freaking pumped, and he's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, we did it!"
Oh god, I like it when people get hyped like that. At the same time, you're just kind of sitting there to the side, like, I'm so close.
Don't do that. Playmat is so cool for it.
Yeah, playmats look really good.
The Shioko playmat is so good looking.
We're getting about on time here, but to basically round it up, are there any other regionals in Canada that you plan to go to? I didn't know if there was. I know the Toronto. No. I didn't know if there was any others.
Unless I'm a time traveler, because the one in Vancouver already happened.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I didn't.
But that's like on the other side of the country, so I'm not gonna do that. Even if it's like originally when they announced like all the events, we were super pissed off because we didn't want to have to go to New York just for the closest event. And
my Canada geography is very very low, so
that's
I
all
kind
right.
of go some places, but
just know that Toronto is really like just digging into America, and BC is like far far away.
Gotcha.
Opposite.
Well, we're not going that far without a plane.
Yeah, I don't feel like taking a motorcycle ride up there. I imagine I'd meet some weird people, but you know.
True. But okay, so as far as spring tournament, they're not going to be having any more. For the fall tournament, they should be having some more though.
Yeah, they should.
Okay. Well, best of luck to you in those. If you're able to go up to those and for the fall tournament, I'm going to be trying to go to one myself because I had actually gotten the buy card for our shop, but I
couldn't really make use of it.
Yeah, I mistimed Yeah, you're cool. Yeah, I mistimed the when the regionals that I wanted to go to was gonna be, and I was like, oh fuck, okay, no, I asked off the wrong weekend. Fuck. So
yeah, hopefully by then I have formulated either a really because like I actually plan to use Bang Dream for the next one,
which we'll actually be going over that set in a bit here too.
Oh yeah, that toilet is dangerous. Do not mess with the toilet.
God. Before we get into shenanigans there, thank y'all for very much for watching.
Our very long and very tired podcast.
Hey, it's all good. I don't mind at all. Like, believe me, I've compared to also like the almost 2-hour long podcast we used to do at the very beginning. Like this is nowhere near as close. So
yeah, you've definitely gotten a lot better at retaining a certain time where people are just going to be like, "Is this still going on?"
Exactly. Like I didn't mind it at first. Then I got to thinking what other people would be listening for. But it's all good. But if y'all haven't subscribed already, please do so. It'd be much appreciated. And y'all check out Freedom Manga Anime's
something YouTube. Or other. I mean, it's I mean, I haven't done anything on it for a while, but if you really like robots, go ahead.
Okay. Link in the description anyway. So it's all good at that point. Well, we're gonna go ahead and bounce off of here for now, and we will see y'all on the flip side. Peace out.
Yo.